NCAA Final Four, and the ACC is representing here with Syracuse taking on North Carolina, two of the most storied teams in NCAA basketball here. Jim Boeheim, Roy Williams. It's going to be a great matchup here between Syracuse, of course, their zone defense versus North Carolina's up-tempo offense and overall athleticism. Odds makers have the Tar Heels as a big favorite here, 9.5. And I looked at this game really hard. It took me a while because I love an underdog when I can grab them, but I'm going to go ahead and take the Tar Heels here. They've had a week to prepare for Syracuse zone defense. They're the better team, even though, well, the only time they faced Syracuse this season, the Tar Heels won just by 5, a game in which I had Syracuse. But the Tar Heels are absolutely rolling right now. I don't think they're going to take this game lightly at all, considering it's the Final Four. I like for North Carolina to advance. Let's talk about Syracuse. They average just 70.1 points per game, but defensively they allow opponents to shoot just 30.8% from distance. That ranks 13th in the country, but that's not really going to be a factor tonight because North Carolina does most of their scoring under the arc. I mean, they do it around the perimeter, inside the paint, getting in transition. It's a really good Tar Heel team, and I know Jim Boeheim. He's gonna have his kids ready, and they're gonna be the whole underdog story and defeating the giant and everything. But at the end of the day, I think there's just some tough matchups for them in the tournament. They've had great matchups. I thought they matched up really well with Virginia, especially with the tempo with their zone versus Virginia's pack line defense against Gonzaga. Mark Few does a really good job, but Syracuse, I think they matched up with them very well athletically. At the beginning of the tournament, they played Dayton, another team that runs the pack line defense that doesn't run a ton of tempo. So I think they've had some good matchups here in the tournament. North Carolina is a completely different monster for them, and that's going to be very tough for Syracuse to overcome. Good Orangeman team. I mean, could they shock them? Sure, but North Carolina, I think, is the right play here. The Tar Heels. They average 83 points per game, and they have an average scoring margin of plus 13.1. Both of those rank 7th in the country, and I think it's hard to argue against the fact that they are the best team in the tournament. I mean, they've looked the best, I believe. I think that's pretty easy to see. They've just gone on runs where they're so tough to stop. They'll get a steal, a dunk, they'll get a couple more stops. All of a sudden, they've gone on a 10-0 run. I mean, they're just so good across the board. They're really efficient on their two-point shooting. They protect the ball, too. They're very good in turnovers. They're better than Syracuse in turnovers per game and turnovers per play by a long margin as well. They're the better rebounding team by far. Just a very, very tough game for Syracuse here, especially giving Roy Williams a week to get ready for them. I like North Carolina here minus the 9.5. It's going to be a good game, but I think the Tar Heels are going to slowly pull away probably in the second half. I think they win this game by about 15 or more. That's one of my NCAA picks here for the Final Four, and I wish you guys luck on your picks today.